This is a perfect segue to the vending machine.
Yeah, it really is.
So I want she fibbing on my nachi till I spiral. There's a vending machine in Maynardville. We're in. Just let me set the scene. Let's go to the beginning.
Oh God, the beginning.
I'm in. Can you go out in the garage real quick?
Oh sure.
There.
I know exactly.
In a minute.
Well, you said real quick.
I changed my mind.
Okay.
You were.
I know exactly why you want me to do that, though. So you're good.
I'm hanging out with Maddie and our good friend Asa, the Saw dude.
Yeah.
And we're in downtown Maynardville, and we're hanging out at the Gammon table. Go watch episode 4, Zach Gammon. Shameless plug. And I go, hey, isn't there a vending machine around the corner? And this is all in my head. Mm-hmm. You two are deep in conversation. I slip away, nearly unnoticed. And I start walking. I go towards the vending machine that I don't know is there. I just have a feeling.
Yeah, you feel like you've seen it, maybe.
So I go there, and I see what I assume at the time is a Breyer's root beer.
Oh my God. I forgot about this onion layer of it.
I go, that's my favorite. It's the one with the fancy cursive. My grandma has it.
The silver can of root beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go, that is exactly what I need. And I press the button. And if you would go to the garage,
yeah,
I pressed the button to get this Breyer's root beer that I so desperately crave. And I am not just not given a Breyer's root beer. I am given maybe the worst possible options of soda that you could ever get, ever. No, give me that. I am given a wild cherry Pepsi. I am given the worst thing you could possibly
That's
get.
the worst fucking liquid that there is.
I'm given a wild cherry Pepsi.
I genuinely have willingly put piss in my mouth more than I have wild cherry Pepsi.
We all have. You're not special. And no. And and I'm staring at the can in my hand, and I'm really confused, naturally. And so I look up at the machine, and I'm going, what's going on? And I see over the Breyer's root beer, there's some Sharpie. I go, oh, I fucked up. I didn't see that they had already written on, hey, sorry, this isn't Breyer's root beer. This is wild cherry Pepsi. And I look at what it says over the Breyer's root beer, and it says cherry Coke. And so I start looking around the vending machine, and there's not a goddamn thing on this vending machine for cherry Pepsi.
No.
But there is for cherry Coke already. And now it's been written over the Breyers that there's cherry Coke here. And so now I see the cherry Coke, and I look at the cherry Coke, and I go, oh, wait a minute. That one has writing over it too. They must have just switched out the Coke for Pepsi and then switched the root beer and the Coca-Cola product, the cola product, the Pepsi/Coke cola. Right. And over the cherry Coke, it says mug root beer.
Correct.
And so I go, what the fuck is going on? So I put another $1 in. I double down. I get another wild cherry Pepsi.
You press the Breyer's.
Now I press the button for the cherry Coke /mug root beer, and now I press the button for the cherry Coke / what? I fucked it up.
So essentially this is how it goes. There's the vending machine picture of a Breyer's root beer can, and then there's a vending machine picture of a wild cherry Coke. Now, written over the wild cherry Coke, it says Muggs root beer. Written over the Breyer's root beer, it says wild cherry.
That's not true.
Pepsi.
No, wait, I fucked it up. Back up all the way. I get my wild cherry Pepsi. By
clicking the root beer button.
I get my wild cherry Pepsi by clicking the root beer button. I look up. I go, I made a mistake. That's clearly they've written something over it, and it's going to say wild cherry Pepsi because that's what I got. Over the Breyer's root beer is written mug root beer. I now look.
Oh my God, you're right. The writing doesn't even say that there's a thing
So now I'm
going
ultra
on.
confused because they've now corrected themselves to say this is no longer Breyers, this is Mug, and I've gotten a Pepsi. And so I look around and there's no Pepsi, but there is another cherry flavored product. It's Coke. I look now at the cherry Coke, which has writing over the top of it, and is now said, this is no longer cherry Coke, this is wild cherry Pepsi. So now I put another $1 in. And I go to press the button for cherry Coke that is now supposed to be wild cherry Pepsi. And do you know what it gives me? It gives me a mug root beer, which is the option written over the Breyers. So not only did they correct themselves, they switched them over. Then I start looking at this vending machine a little bit more closely, and I realize that all of the images in this vending machine are fine, except for the Coke and the Breyers, which are flipped on the inside to be backwards. And now I'm starting to freak out. And I run back to Asa and Maddie. And I'm going, oh, and I'm screaming with a wild cherry Pepsi in my hand. And they're like, what's going on? And I give them the laydown, And, that was that. And we get mugs every night.
So now we know that in order to get a mug root beer, which is what we like,
you have to press the button for cherry Coke that is now wild cherry Pepsi.
So yeah, there's this. So to reiterate,
if for some godforsaken reason you wanted, I'm clipping so bad, you wanted a fucking wild cherry Pepsi, you'd have to click the button for mug root beer over the top of the Breyers.
Yeah. So it's an icon of a Breyers root beer that says mug now, and then an icon of a wild cherry Coke that says Pepsi now, and when you press the Pepsi, it gives you a mug, and when you press the Breyers, it gives you a Pepsi. And we've learned this, so we just go to the vending machine every night, put $1 in, we press the Pepsi button, we get our mug, like you do. So this vending machine.
It's always fun to take new people there.
Other incidents of weird mysticism with this vending machine is that we have once put $1 in, and it ate our $1. So I said, "Fuck."
Put more money
so
in.
we put another $1 in, and then I pressed the change thing,
and it gave us like $4.
And it gave us like $4 in quarters, and so I doubled down to put all the quarters back in, press it again, but then it gave us $1.
And then so we put that $1 back in and pressed the change back, and it gave us the $2. It gave us $2.
It gave us the original $2, so we came back even.
Yep. No, so and then I thought we did it again. It gave us $2 more, so now we had $3 to spend, and we made $1. I thought.
We broke even. We flew too close to the sun. We kept trying.
That's what we said.
Yeah.
Anyways, and also it says like out of order all the time. I've ripped that sign off 4 times and taken it home.
Every time
all on my fucking wall.
Yeah, like 5 or 6 times we've gone to the vending machine.
It still works.
Like the first time we went and it said out of order, we're like, no, our vending machine that we always go to at like 2 a.m, it's out of order, and you were just like, fuck it, you ripped the sign off and put $1 in anyway, and it worked fine. So every time we go to it and it says out of order, we take the sign off and we put $1 in, and it always works. So I don't know why they. And then we had this idea of we've been going to this vending machine for so long, almost for a while. We did it like 3 or 4 times a week at like 1 a.m. We would get a mug.
No, we did it every day, sometimes twice a day.
That's true, yeah. So we keep milking this vending machine, and then we putting the fucking, button. And then I had the thought of like, hold on, it's been wrong. We've been pressing the cherry button for a mug for like ever, and it hasn't run out. And so either this thing is like has no depth to it, there's a fucking portal inside of it full of infinite mugs,
it's Maynard,
or every time they run out they're refilling it wrong again.
Yep. And so we have one. I'm gonna flash forward in a minute, but this goes on for a while. This goes on for months and months and months and months. Probably about a good 5 to 7 months at this point.
It's a nightly ritual. I love it. We get our mugs.
And so we think now Maynard buys a lot of businesses, and there's this joke that if you put all the businesses that Maynard buys on the map, it makes a Fibonacci spiral, and at the center of it is that goddamn vending machine.
Yeah.
Now, fast forward. Maddie and I are driving home from Filiberto's?
No, we're driving to Filiberto's.
No,
because that's where I had the epiphany. Was looking at the Filiberto's thing. Oh, so yes, we're driving home from it. Yes,
we go to Filiberto's and we see
Filiberto's is maybe 30 minutes out from where we live.
Yeah, and we get there and we see a fountain, for soda. And we go, this is great. And I go, oh my God. They have Mug and they have Briars. And I go, we finally get to have Briars. Which was the original thing that I always wanted.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I double down and I go, no, I can't anymore. And I get Mug.
Yeah, which was, first of all, phenomenal of them to have both Mug and Briars in their soda machine. That's
a good point. And so we laugh, we shake it off, we go home. I'm driving in the car and your gears start turning, and I guess I'll let you take it from there.
I start just thinking about our experience at the soda fountain at Filiberto's, going like that was really funny. Like, we see Briars next to Mugs, and we just still decided to take them. Like, and I'm just like, that's funny, huh? And then I was like, hold on a goddamn second.
That's not
Briars. And then as I was telling the story, I just go, yeah, and the Barks is sitting there, and they're like, wait a minute.
And I go, the what? And you go, the and then it turns, and we go, oh my God. And we start freaking out because we go, this whole time for 6 or 7 months, we've been Mandela affected into thinking that Barks was fucking Briars.
It was called Briars.
And we're freaking out. And we go, okay, so which one's Briars? Now we're trying to figure out, okay, because now in our heads, we haven't quite registered anything. We just now know that the one that we thought was Briars was Barks. And now we have to know, what the actual Briars looks like, because we're certain there is a soda called Briars. And I go, Maddie, look up Briars. And you look up Briars and you cry. And you go,
there's no Briars.
Zach, there's no such thing as Briars.
Briars soda. Yeah, it doesn't fucking exist. It's not a root beer. It's not anything. And we have been going to the vending machine. The silver cans of root beer. Everyone has seen them. It's called Barks. It says Barks on it. It says Barks.